There you go. Thermidor, 3 days on WECS 90.1. Willimantic. Oh, yes. All right, I've got Derek on the line, so we'll go to him in just a bit. But first, a public service announcement. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Alan Jackson. When all is said and done, nobody will stand up and say, you know, the wonderful thing about old Bill was he had a 300 horsepower V8 pickup truck with positive traction. You won't be remembered for your cashmere overcoat. In the long run, nobody will be remembered for what they have, but everybody will be admired for what they have given. So thank you all for what you've given, and imagine what a little more could do. Call 1-800-55-GIVE-5.
A public service message from Independent Sector and the Ad Council.
And WECS Willimantic.
And Alan Jackson. Yeehaw! On your favorite country station. That's scary that I can do that voice so well. All right, from the lead singer and frontman of Hit Me, here he is. Derek!
That's right, Alan Jackson. Glad to be here on Country 99.
You didn't hear that PSA, did you?
Nope.
I didn't wire it through. Oh, it was funny. It was hilarious.
I just heard the very last bit.
I'm rolling over in my grave. Oh, so how you doing there, Derek?
Good. Well, it's snowing. We're freezing cold.
Oh, really?
How you doing?
You're up north,
Northwest New York State in beautiful Rochester.
Wow. That's near Canada, isn't it?
Sure.
Wow. You illegal aliens trying to sneak over?
Plenty of them.
You think we're going to have to build a wall up there, or what?
I'm building a wall. Just I do whatever Pat Buchanan says.
It's scary, I tell you.
Pat says build a wall, I go buy bricks the next morning.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about Hit Me.
Hit Me. How about this? I'll tell you the true story of where Hit Me got their name.
All right.
Did
We'll
you see
settle
the
for
movie
that.
Blue Velvet?
No.
Okay, well, somebody out there listening in Radio Land has seen the movie Blue Velvet, and this one point, Kyle Mclaughlin plays this little student that sneaks in to see Isabella Rossellini. Now, you know who she is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she plays this jazz singer, and she's kind of twisted, and he sneaks into her apartment, and while she's not out. And, while she's out. And then she comes back in, and he quickly, and he runs into the closet and hides. And after 5 minutes of hiding, he coughs or something, and she finds him, and she pulls him out by his shirt collar, and she throws him on the couch. She's like, "What are you doing here?" And then eventually she kind of stops yelling at him, and she lays down on top of him, and she goes, "Touch me. Kiss me. Hit me. Hit me." And he gets up and runs away. He's like, "I gotta go." And at that moment, my eyes bugged out, and I said, "Yes, that's the name of my band."
That's a pretty inspiring story there.
Thank you.
Hit Me.
Well, you know, James Brown also says it every 4
I know. It's like every song. Hit me, funky.
Exactly. So it was like a combination. I said, okay, wait, actually, when my eyes bugged out, the true thought going through my head was, now let me see, James Brown says it, Isabella Rossellini says it, it's a band name. So there you go.
Very good. All right. I have no questions to ask you. I was figuring you were going to ask me a lot of questions, but...
well, Mark, I have a whole list of questions here. I need to know your political agenda and how you also feel about the wall that we're going to build in Canada tomorrow morning.
Hey, I'm going to be up there with my mortar and stone and all that.
Those Canadians, they're taking all our jobs. It's a giant sucking sound.
Oh, boy. So you were down here a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
And tell us about that little experience. You must have had a big following there, huh? A big,
yeah, right.
big turnout, huh?
Well, not, I sent some posters. I sent a whole bunch of posters, and they lost them.
Well, I saw them like the day after the show.
Right.
That's when they all got put up.
So apparently nobody knew about the show, so I played at the, what's your cafe called?
I have no idea.
Okay, I played at the No Idea Cafe, and just did a solo show for 6 or 7 people, and it was very, very, very casual.
Oh my!
Usually I stand up and I play, and it's kind of an energetic show, and I saw these 7 people. I just said, come on, why am I like shouting into a PA system while standing up? I said, come here, and I just we scooted everybody closer to the stage. I just kind of like sat down. took requests.
Did you have the whole band with you?
No, it was just me.
Oh, it was just you. Okay.
Yeah.
That really would have looked silly if you had a whole band up there. Well, you have more band members than you had in the audience.
Yeah.
It'd be more like a practice session.
That is a little awkward. We've done that a couple times when the band first started out. We played shows for 2 people, which can be really awkward.
Oh boy, a little discouraging.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that actually there were 2 people from like a record company that came down that night.
Oh my!
To some club we were playing. So it's like it was kind of important, but hard to get into. It's just like 2 balding white guys sitting there, crossing their arms, and looking at you.
Oh boy!
But
needless to say, you didn't get the contract, huh?
No.
Oh well.
So yeah, but I had a fun time there.
That's good. I saw the next day in the paper, our Campus Lantern, there was an article about it, and they said there was like 30 or 40 people in the audience, and everybody had a great time.
Really? Did they say that?
Yeah. I'll send you a copy of it.
Okay. Oh, actually, yeah, okay.
There's even a couple pictures.
Cool.
Really good cover on it. Now, you told me earlier that you have like some freelance musicians in your band, right?
Yeah. Basically, the band, it's such as the life in New York City that all the other musicians in the band are also doing other things.
Right.
So, Rodney, the drummer, he plays in some sessions. Pete, the bass player, is in a reggae band, 4 nights a week, and stuff like that. So we travel when we can.
Do you ever find that it holds you back having band members being committed to other things, or?
Not really, because they're better musicians. You know what I mean? They're really, really, really great musicians, and of course, any great musician living in New York City is going to be doing something worth doing.
Right.
And is going to get snatched up. So I don't blame them. I would, if Hit Me wasn't taking all of my time, I would probably be out doing other things too. But it's worth it. I mean, we're really, really good friends and a great band, and when we can get away from our thing, we definitely go hit the road, and we're starting to get gigs farther out. I mean, Arkansas State University.
Oh yeah.
Paid like big money to fly us out there and do a show on Easter, and we're going down to North Carolina and Virginia and spreading out a bit. Haven't gone completely national yet, but
hey, you're starting off.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, ask me something completely different.
Have you ever jumped off the Eiffel Tower?
No. When I was 6 years old, I went up to the 2nd level, and I was scared. I can't say that word. I was very scared. And that I was 6 years old, and I just remember that I got up to it has 3 different stages, and I got to the edge of the 2nd level, and they just have this very sparse gate. I mean, like a gate with like a pole every 2 feet. And here I was 6 years old. I thought I could just walk straight and tumble off the Eiffel Tower. And I got so scared that I ran into the gift shop in the middle, and I wouldn't come out.
Oh my!
My family went up to the 3rd level. My dad's a scientist, and we traveled a whole bunch when I was a kid.
Oh, that must
we
be
actually
fun.
we lived in Paris for like 4 months or something.
Oh, cool. And you have good memories of it?
No, that's all I remember.
That's it?
That's all I remember about Paris. Is being scared of the Eiffel Tower.
So tell me more about your parents. No.
And how did that make you feel?
Now, if you were in a plane crash, say Hit Me's getting together, you're going to California to do a big show, and your plane crashes in, say, Colorado in the big mountains there. There's a lot of snow, and you didn't have any food, and you had to eat one of the band members. Who would it be?
Oh, Christine! Come on! Have you seen the poster?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
I know. That's why I made the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like that poster. You're talking about the one where you're all naked, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Christine. What can I say about Christine? There's definitely there's a sexual tension when you see us on stage. We kind of flirt on stage. She's kind of like, okay, here's a description of Christine for those who don't know her. For those who haven't seen the poster, if you've ever seen Shaka Khan, she's kind of like a young, good-looking, and thin Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
But very, very also voluptuous is the word. And she's kind of like the little girl in the playground that loves to lift up her skirt for the boys.
Oh boy.
You know, when you're like 6 years old, she's like that, but still.
Did you ever do that on stage?
Kind of, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So she's like the real. It's kind of like she's got a body and she knows it and she loves to flaunt it.
That's good.
And she's a great singer and she's gorgeous and she's just, you know, at our shows she kind of has her own fan club.
Ah.
She has her own table of guys that could go, you know, sit right in front of her and make various monkey noises.
Her slaves.
Yeah.
They're all her slaves. I saw some good pictures of her on that CD-ROM you got.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Tell me more about the CD-ROM. Did you think that you were taking a risk by putting one out? Not too many bands are doing that these days.
Actually, for the record's sake, I was the very first independent band, independent label to release an enhanced CD, they're called, you know, where you have the combination CD and music. Let's see, the only one to beat me to the punch was Sarah Mclaughlin on Network Records, but hers sucked.
It is. It's pretty boring. I have that one too.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, I haven't seen all of them, so I can't say that I saw all the competition. But for the most part, most of these CD-ROMs seem to be something that were dreamed up in a Sony skyscraper. Like, well, let's show their past product, showing previous album covers, so to increase sales of past albums, and we'll also try to sell T-shirts and merchandise, and maybe we'll have a little tiny interview clip with the band.
For like 10 seconds long, yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, I don't think that's the kind of thing that, you know, Jeffrey Consumer in Indiana is asking for.
No.
You know, please show me pictures of their past album covers. You know, so we kind of set out, I found these designers, I met people over the internet who were willing to do this for almost no money, because we were on a living room budget. The whole record was recorded in my bedroom, and the CD-ROM was basically created by these two guys in Canada on one computer, and we just made something that was just that we would actually like to play with. You know, it's like very psychedelic, very, you know, curious. We didn't go through the whole thing. You know, almost any time you see a CD-ROM, it has a page full of instructions. And here's how to install the proper Windows driver. And here's instructions on how to put the CD-ROM into your Macintosh. So we skipped all the directions. We just made it, you know, just something to explore. If you feel like putting this into your computer, go for it. We're not going to tell you what to do or how to do it. Just enjoy.
It's really simple, because I usually screw things up with a computer, but I just put it in and I clicked the on button and it was all by itself.
Yeah.
It's really cool. The graphics are great on it.
Yeah, they did a great job.
They did an excellent job. It's like a lot of the new CD-ROM games that are out. They're really expensive ones, but...
Yeah, very 3D, very kind of otherworldly, Salvador Dali-ish. Yeah, they did a great job.
It took me a while to figure out how to work it, though. I kept clicking on the telephone, and it kept ringing, and I was like...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And my wife was in the other room. She was like, "Are you going to answer that?" I'm like, "Oh jeez." But it's really fun.
Some kid called me. The cool thing, we've got our 800 number, which I'll plug here as long as I mention it. The 1-800 hit me 69,
which is easy to remember.
And it's mission accomplished. So it's written all over the CD, and so I get these calls. That's actually the direct line into my recording studio, which is the office of Necro Records by day and my recording studio by night. And about once every other day, I get this kind of call where I pick up the phone in Necro Records, and I hear, hi, I was just checking out the CD-ROM and just called. They don't really know why they're calling. It just
sounds like one of our listeners.
Yeah. Which one? Okay. So, but it's really cool. This guy, I guess, bought the CD out in Minnesota. He found it in a record store, and just liked the cover and bought it, and called up to say, that he had just spent. He goes, well, dude, I got a question, man. Is that really your diary? Because apparently the guy check this out. He sat there for 2.5 hours and read every entry in that diary.
No.
And he thought that I had just written it, like, for the sake of the CD-ROM, but it's real. I actually took, like, a diary of dreams that I had written down when I was living out at the beach, and I just sent the whole spiral notebook to the designers, and they just scanned it in.
Wow.
But it's kind of, like, weird to think, like, some people are spending, he said that he spent about I mean, 2.5 hours reading the diary. He said he spent about 4 or 5 hours total with the CD-ROM. And that's so cool.
I know. I spent like a half hour on it one night. You could really get into this.
Yeah.
It's like definitely worth the price of the CD itself for the music.
Yeah.
Because you get to have a lot of fun with the CD-ROM.
Yeah.
And you got all these different rooms, just to describe it for people, to a little plug. You know, you can go. You got this art gallery, which you got 50 original portraits and stuff, right?
Yep.
A lot of good pictures in there. Did you solicit out around different people you knew, or?
No. Once again, that was the internet. I basically hit the internet and posted all these messages all over the news groups saying, you know, attention artists, put your work onto a CD-ROM for free, and in return we'll put your contact info there. So basically those 4 artists were, actually about 20 people submitted stuff, and I just picked my 4 favorite artists and then let them pick which pieces they wanted to submit. And actually it was all, those 4 people, I'd never really met them face to face. They all just sent those over the modem, and yeah, they just put their contact info there, and I hear they've been getting some calls off of the art gallery too, and it was just exposure for them, and it was a free art gallery for me.
That's
so
good.
It worked out for both of us.
Another one of the rooms. First time I put the CD in, I go to this room and there's like some curtains drawn, some Venetian blinds there, and you hear this moaning. And you see, you kind of peek through the... Who was that, Christina? Or?
Oh, that was Christine, yep.
Yep, oh my gosh.
Of course. I told you.
Well, a talented woman.
She said, okay, here's our 2 further goals, Derek and Christine. Christine says the only reason she's really getting into pop music is
Pop
so
music?
she'll eventually get to do her big Playboy centerfold. And I say the only reason I'm doing pop music is so one day I can do voices for cartoons on Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh my.
You know, it's just a way to get into the business, you know.
There you go.
Get into the centerfold business. So what we were just talking about, okay, the sex room, the Venetian blinds.
Yeah. And then you open up the blinds and you see you sitting in the middle of the room with a guitar in your lap and you're fully naked.
Naked behind the guitar,
What's the story about this? You don't have a girlfriend or what? You gotta go to your guitar or what?
Oh. There's no story behind that.
Okay. Just one lonely night, huh?
The boring truth of it all is that there was a time to do a photo session, and we took like 5 rolls of like really normal shots. It was like with this guy, this photographer Clay, who I didn't know at the time, and I've never seen him since. And we just did like 5 rolls of like very, very normal shots, kind of like, here's me, and here's me looking sideways, and here's me looking forwards. And I was like, man, you know, I'm really getting sick of doing this. So he had 2 shots left on his camera, and he accidentally clicked off one of them in the very last shot on the whole roll of film. I said, here, let me try this. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, whoops, I said a bad word. So he said, what are you doing? Thank you. That was the 7-second delay, right?
Yeah.
So I stripped down, came out with just a guitar. He shot 1 picture, and we used it inside the album cover. Everybody says it kind of looks like the Chili Peppers or something.
I know you do. You look like Flea, or not. Maybe not Flea, but Chad.
One of them.
Chad or somebody. I don't
Yeah.
know. Tell me about your life as a ringmaster in the circus.
The circus. I was 18 years old and living in Boston, and got approached by this circus. I guess they had heard about me, and they needed a new musician / ringleader to run their circus. And I used to be kind of very kind of shy on the mic. For the first 2 years of the circus, really, my mic technique was more along the lines of, that was Jugglin' John, and next we have Amazing Dave, you know.
Oh boy.
And but you really kind of working for the circus. I mean, as ringleader and MC, musician, you really learn how to entertain a crowd, you know, because we're performing for like 3 to 12-year-olds in every town across the Northeast. It's a traveling circus. It travels in this big circus truck, and we just travel all around the Northeast and do like 4 shows a week in the summer. And 2 to 12-year-olds, man, that's a short attention span.
Right.
And so you learn to talk exciting, to keep their interest.
It's not so much what you say, but how you say it sometimes.
Yeah, which I'm sure is a focus for people in radio too.
Yeah.
It's that kind of. I find myself coming out sounding like a DJ sometimes. You're on the mic, and as soon as the juggler finishes his thing, you go, "Oh, that was Jugglin' John," and hey, and coming up next, we have got not only Frank the Flying Snake, we've got only 6 panda bears that are going to come out here and do a hip-hop dance routine, but we've got 3 elephants that are going to sing the greatest hits of the Andrews Sisters from the 1940s. But if you look closely, right now, on top of the truck, you may notice a giant, smoke-breathing dragon. And all the kids look up, and it's entertainment value.
There you go.
But what was really funny is, I was doing the circus from age 18 until just last year.
Oh my.
And might even do it again this year. Because honestly, it still pays really well, and I have a blast to doing it. So it's kind of a way to just kind of chill out for the summer and go do some circus shows. But that kind of stuff really translates over to Hit Me shows. Whenever people see our live show, they just say, "Oh my God, you guys are like nothing else I've ever seen. You guys are amazing." Because Christine is just amazing on stage, and then I've got this whole kind of like ringleader, wearing the big giant hat, wearing goofy clothes, acting like a complete fool on stage, and very audience-focused show as compared to the dozens of bands that kind of stare at their feet while playing their basses and guitars,
Mm.
And so at the end, a lot of that is just because of circus experience.
Did you have any freaks in the circus there with you? Or what?
No, I wish we did.
That's the fun part.
I know. Do you ever see the Residence CD-ROM Freak Show?
No.
Oh, you should get that. Residence Freak Show. It's called. It might not have held up as well today, but it came out like 5 years ago, and it was really innovative for its time. But they have a whole section on an actual book on actual circus freaks, like inside the CD-ROM. You go into this room, and they're get to flip through, and they show they had circus freaks with no arms and no legs, and the people that were just born with no arms and no legs would like end up joining the circus, and they would call him the Dolphin Boy or something like that, or the
Lobster Boy.
What?
Lobster Boy.
Yeah, Lobster Boy, and they
with the claws.
They had that. Oh, did you see that movie?
No, I saw it in an article in the magazine once.
Oh, you should also see this movie. Do you know what it's called? I think it's just called Freaks. Yeah.
Freak.
I think it's Freaks, and it was made. It was actually banned for years because they said it was cruel and inhumane to be showcasing these people with physical defects. But the freaks, the circus freaks, were really proud of their defects, and they actually looked upon, those of us with comparatively normal. They kind of looked down on us, saying, "Oh, well, they're just so normal and uninteresting, and we're obviously, worth lining up to see."
Actually, I think I know what movie you're talking about. It wasn't a movie about the Republican National Congress or something.
That's the one.
There we go. Yeah.
Freaks.
Freaks.
Yeah, Bob Dole
He's
with
a
his little
freak.
lobster arm.
Claw Boy.
No, but it's a great movie. It's an old black and white movie, and it's really, really interesting.
Okay.
But no freaks in our circus, unfortunately.
Well, that's good. Have you ever heard of Ani DeFranco?
Yes, I have.
Oh my gosh.
And actually, being up here in Rochester today, I stopped in a record store and saw the Hit Me CD there, which was cool.
Good.
But they have a big Ani DeFranco section because she's from Buffalo, which is we're about an hour from Buffalo right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's kind of a very different musical style, of course, but kind of a hero.
Right. What do you think of her anti-commercialism attitude?
I think it's cool for her. Me, honestly, I take no huge pleasure in being a record label.
Mm-hmm.
I love being my own booking agent. I think that's very cool. That I'm actually, a full-time musician doing nothing but, by day I promote myself, by night I go do shows, and that's my full-time living. But being a record company is more about, like, getting units into stores and how many units you sell and buying advertisement in the right magazines. Even if you're an independent label, that kind of stuff is just necessary to sell any of the records that you made. And I don't enjoy that. And so I'm either looking, for somebody to, either I can keep Necco Records and find somebody who's into that kind of thing, to have them work days in my office and kind of run Necco Records while I go tour and things that I do, or I wouldn't mind if a larger independent label wanted to kind of take over Necco Records or just take over Hit Me. I'm not anti-commercial, but on the other hand, I'm not into Joe Sony saying, okay, now we picture you guys wearing little pink suits.
Yeah.
And
there's,
want you to write more
there's a
songs
line.
about love.
Yeah, you know what you want.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which is always a problem. It's a blessing and a problem.
Right.
It happened a lot in recording the record. I knew what I wanted, and that's why I made the record myself, and encountered a lot of problems and actually lost a couple band members. My original bass player was furious when he found out that I played the bass myself on the record instead of asking him to come over and do it, and quit the band, and stuff like that. It pisses people off, but if you know what you want, you got to go with it.
That's right. Excuse me. Where'd my last question go? Oh, I often see weird covers for CDs, and I kind of wonder why did they pick that for a cover? And I don't usually get to ask the band, but now that I've got you on the line, tell me a little bit about your cover.
Okay.
Got a doll on it. Is that like a voodoo doll or?
No. Okay, yeah. For those listening, if you see the cover, it's just a little picture of a doll. It's actually Little Lulu from the. I guess there's an old comic strip, Little Lulu, and that is a little Lulu doll, and she's just kind of dancing. I knew, okay, everybody has all these literal translations. I mean, I already told you my story of Hit Me.
Right.
So to me, Hit Me means James Brown. It means it's about confrontation. It's about, come on, world, give me something. Don't just stay at a distance. Come on and confront me. But everybody has this literal translation. They would say, oh, hit me. Yeah, man, you should put a punching bag on your album cover. Or you should put a little sign on someone's back, like they say, kick me, except it would say hit me. And, all these literal translations. And to me, I just wanted, like, one simple icon, Like, I always thought the coolest album covers were the ones that had, like, just one simple thing that you could easily recognize that as, I mean, say, like, Abbey Road, the four Beatles walking across the road.
Right.
That one scene is, like, so recognizable.
Right.
And I just wanted one icon.
Something simple.
Yeah, just one simple thing. And so everybody was trying to offer up these ideas, like I just said, the punching bag or whatever. And that doll on the cover is actually a piñata.
Aha!
And that was the only literal translation I really liked, because to me that's kind of like songwriting. A piñata with all the little candy inside, and if you confront me, and if you hit me, not literally, I mean, well, not like make a fist, but if you're confronted enough, then your guts spill out,
Ah.
And that's kind of like songwriting.
Wow.
And so if you look on the back cover, there's little Lulu doll broken in half with all this candy splitting it.
Yep, I noticed that. So did you eat all the candy, or?
No, actually, that's for trivia's sake, that room on the back cover doesn't actually exist. It was all created in Photoshop on a Macintosh.
No way.
They scanned in a window from a Better Homes and Gardens. They scanned in a picture of me sitting on a bench. They scanned in a picture of a chair and then took the picture of me and made me sitting in that chair.
Wow.
They scanned a picture of my guitar and made it leaning up against the wall. They scanned a couple photos that I had, and they scanned in a picture of a frame and put the picture in the frame and put them on the wall. That it's just a totally artificial room on the back.
That's scary.
And they never actually broke open, because the little Lulu piñata belonged to the guy that did all the artwork. He didn't want to break Lulu. He said, man, I'm sorry, but I like this piñata too much. I don't want to smash it open. So he used Photoshop, and he took pictures. He took like a toilet roll tube, and he ripped open the ends so that it was like ripped cardboard.
Oh, yeah.
He scanned that, and then just used Photoshop to make it look like he had actually broken open the piñata.
Wow.
And so all that candy, I just went and bought some candy and took some little things from my drawer of junk, gave it to them. They laid all that on the scanner, and that's what we made spilling out of Lulu, because I wanted it to be my things, because actually the Lulu is me.
And your guts are spewed all over the place.
So sorry, you missed the hand gesture there.
Uh-oh.
So,
I wish everybody could see this cover. That's a great description. It's amazing that this looks so real, too.
yeah, doesn't it? They did a
Yeah.
great job.
Huh.
I mean, same thing with the long guitar neck inside.
Boy.
That's obviously a Photoshop job.
14 minutes past... Is it 14 minutes? Our clock is broke. Yes, 14 minutes past 9 o'clock. You're listening to WECS Willimantic on the line with Derek. Is it Sivers or...
Sivers.
Sivers, okay.
Derek Sivers
Just like it
from
looks.
Hit Me.
Hit... What'd you say?
Hit Me.
Oh, okay. Sounded different. Sounded a little like it had an S in the beginning there.
Hey. Hey there.
Hey. Is there anything else you want to get across? Want to plug your number again? Go right ahead.
Sure. Well, just if anybody's listening, they say, oh, okay, I want to hear some of this. Either you can call up WECS and request it, or if you want to just be put on the Hit Me mailing list, just call 1-800-HIT-ME-69. It's a toll-free call. It goes right into my studio back in New York, which the voicemail's on right now. And if you just want to be put on the mailing list, just call 1-800-HIT-ME-69, and we'll put you on the list and send you colorful little invitations for next time we pass through Connecticut.
And we'll be handing out 8x10 glossy photos of Kristen.
Christine.
Christine?
Okay, what, okay, the F word that we're not allowed to say, we'll replace it with the word funk for a second.
Okay.
Christine has this bit when we're playing our concert, and on stage, we're trying to sell the CD, and she says, in fact, you know what I'll do tonight? She goes, I will personally funk each and every person that buys the CD tonight. And all these guys run up and buy it.
Oh, jeez.
It's great. I mean,
Sold a lot
$10
of
a
albums.
pop. It's
Not
worth
bad.
a joke.
Oh, boy. Nobody takes her seriously, though, right?
They line up afterwards, and
Well, they're waiting and waiting.
they're drunk, and she slips out the back, and yeah, signed autographed pictures of Christine. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to be on the list and just know when we're playing in your town next, just call 800-HIT-ME-69, and we'll put you on the list.
Or if you want to know when the Freak Circus is coming around
Yeah.
town.
Yeah. But yeah, in April, by the way, just in general, I don't have a date for ECSU yet. Although they've been asking us to come back.
Oh, good.
I mean, the whole band. I guess for your May Day somewhere in May 3rd or 4th or something like that.
Okay.
So we may be actually playing at the school in May, but in general, Hit Me's going to be touring all through the whole month of April and the first half of May. We're going to be through Connecticut a few different times. So
Good. Keep in touch, and we'll definitely promote it next time, so maybe you get more than 5 people there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll call you at the station. I'll let you know.
Or maybe even come down if you come back to ECS.
Oh, of course.
We'll
Yeah,
do
I'll
a little-
definitely stop in.
Do a live interview in the studio.
Yeah, I met actually when I came in, I met Tim, and the guy that was doing his conservative Rush Limbaugh political.
Oh, Mike?
Mike.
Oh my gosh.
That's when I stopped in. Mike was doing his show.
Oh jeez.
So I hung out and talked with Tim for a couple hours.
It's too bad that you had to see that. Oh well.
It was funny. It's funny to just see some guy go into a little glass room and just talk about his opinions for a couple hours,
And they let him get away with it. Oh.
Yeah. But hey,
Amazing.
it takes all types.
Yeah. All right, this is Hit Me, Derek Sivers, and this album, which is called Greatest Hits, Volume 17. A very upbeat CD, very good, a lot of good songs on it. Very happy CD. I kind of classify it as a fun CD.
Well, but that's a little deceptive because actually the first 3 songs are really fun. I just put the fun stuff up front, and then at the end. But the farther you go into the CD, the darker it gets.
Oh.
And especially if you listen to the last 3 tracks before the end, it gets pretty dark and twisted.
Please Don't Die. Everybody's watching you.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's a little darkness buried in there, but it's all in a cloak of fun.
I see.
Kind of like me.
Oh boy.
So yeah, man. We're gonna hear a song off of it.
Definitely. I played Karaoke Promises just a few minutes ago, and I'll play Can't Sing You This Song, which is, I love that one. That's the one I've been playing a lot lately.
Cool. Thanks.
You want to stay on the line?
Sure.
Okay, and I'll get talk to you real quick after this.
Okay, yeah, I'll hold.
Okay, thanks a lot, Derek.
Thanks, Mark.
Alrighty, Derek Sivers from Hit Me, and of course we'll be playing a lot of them in the weeks to come, and hopefully he'll be coming back to campus with his band and of course Christine. Alright, here we go. As promised, here's Can't Sing You This Song, which is track 2. I can't play track 1 because that's strictly for the computer. Oh, you know what, Derek? I was telling you about the CD-ROM.
Uh-huh.
There's a new one out. You know the Red Hot and Blue benefit AIDS thing? The CDs have been out. They have a new CD out, and on it they have their CD-ROM.
Is it good?
It's pretty risque stuff.
Oh, yeah?
It's got some X-rated photos of guys together and women together and big crowds and dogs and cats and it's some pretty weird stuff. I don't know. Anyhow, I had to tell you that.
Cool.
All right, maybe you can do that on your next CD.
Okay, I'll try.
All right, Derek. So here's Can't Sing You This Song. We'll be back and stay tuned.
Good evening. You are now listening to Mark E. Ramone on Something Different on WECS. And this is